Y'all know we love to visit Disney World, and value resorts help us go more often. But not every value resort is created equally, and today we're going to talk about those differences.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fun Fiero. I'm Andy.
I'm Liz.
Guys, we're here to share our fun, love, and passion for all things Disney with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us today. If you're brand new to our channel, please consider subscribing.
If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up and a share.
So since we are talking about how the value resorts at Walt Disney World are not created equally, we figured that we're going to just kind of break that down for you guys and tell you what exactly we mean by that.
Because there are 5 value resorts. All right. There's the Pop Century,
Yep.
Art of Animation, and then the All-Stars. The All-Star Music, All-Star Movies, and All-Star Sports.
We have not stayed at all the All-Star resorts. We have
True.
stayed at All-Star Sports Resort. We have stayed at Pop Century Resort. So those are kind of the 2 value resorts that we've personally stayed at. However, all of your All-Star resorts, except for the differences in their title and theming, they're all the same. The other thing is that the Pop Century and Art of Animation, they are very close.
Really super similar
in what they are. So we're just going to kind of dive into this and explore a little bit more of what the differences are and what you guys can expect when you stay at them. So here's the first big point that I personally want to make about the value resorts and specifically talking about the All-Star resorts. So movies, sports, and music, all right? None of them have a coffee pot in the room.
Thank goodness. For some reason, we actually found that out before we visited.
Yeah, I asked.
Okay. And we actually bought a $20 Keurig knockoff brand from Walmart.
Yep.
We took K-Cups down there. And so that way Andy was able to have his coffee first thing in the morning because he can't function without it.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that we knew beforehand that we weren't going to have that coffee pot because, yeah, he's a little bit impossible without the coffee.
So knowing that the All-Star resorts do not have the coffee maker, there is a coffee maker at Art of Animation and also at Pop Century Resorts. So,
I don't think it's a name brand Keurig.
No,
but
I think
it's
it's
still
like
a coffee pot, y'all. It still makes your coffee.
I think they're actually like Cuisinarts.
Now, transportation is another kind of difference. The All-Stars, you have free bus transportation. That's great. If you pay, you can get an Uber and a Lyft just like any other resort.
Correct.
When the minivans are running, you can get one of those too. Pop Century Art of Animation, it's our favorite non-ride ride, the gondola line.
Yep.
So you do have that choice of being able to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. You can take the gondola. Otherwise, you can grab a bus.
You pay a little bit more for that convenience at Pop Century.
That's true.
You
About
pay a little
$20,
bit more
$30-ish a night.
Yeah,
More.
it just depends on when you go and what
season,
the rates are at that particular time. But the fact is that you do get a few more options with those Pop Century and Art of Animation resorts.
It's just an extra convenience.
Yep. The theming of these resorts, all right? Let's talk about that. I think the theming at all 5 of the value resorts are phenomenal.
Yes.
I think that the Pop Century and Art of Animation are a little bit more immersive with their theming. Just a little bit more. And I think maybe that's more of an emotional thing for me. It's just the way I feel. But I wanted to share it with you guys because the theming at those resorts really are incredible. I don't want to take away from any of them. No. I just think that the Pop Century and Art of Animation just do it a little bit better. And again, I will say this, you're paying for that little extra detail when you go to stay there.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Especially with the spectaculars, those big statues and things that you have at like Pop and Art of Animation. There just seem to be more of those.
More of them.
And so you are immersed more in the magic as soon as you walk onto property.
Agreed.
But they all do have something in common. Okay, they all have gift shops. You can actually go purchase alcohol at the gift shops. And there are certain alcohol and to-go items that you used to be able to purchase in that cafeteria style. With COVID, you can mobile order them. But they don't have any kind of refrigerated section in the gift shops. So when you get to the moderate to deluxe resorts, you are going to notice that you can buy milk and eggs eggs and cheese and microwave dinners and everything in that refrigerator section. So it does give you a little bit more food options there than you do have in the value resorts.
Right. And here's the other thing. Let's talk about the rooms. All right.
Yeah.
I believe that the rooms, so again, comparing the value resorts to themselves, right? So you have the All-Star Resorts, Pop Century, Art of Animation, kind of in their own category here.
Yeah.
Between the All-Star Resorts, and the rooms are great, guys. They are. They are wonderful. There's nothing wrong with the rooms, but the Pop Century and Art of Animation are about 50% bigger.
Yeah, 25 to 50% bigger at least.
25 to 50% bigger on the room size than at the All-Star Resorts. A little bit more crammed in on the All-Star, that's fine, but just a little bit bigger, a little bit more space to breathe and put your luggage and things like that. So, just to let you guys know that.
A little more spacious. Now, the Pop Century and the Art of Animation are also, yay, on the gondola line.
Yeah.
So that does give you added free transportation. Okay, now still, if Hollywood Studios and Epcot are opening within the hour of each other, there's gonna be a line.
Oh, yeah.
And with social distancing, especially, at the Caribbean Beach Resort station, where you actually have to get off and get to the Hollywood Studios, or you can take the Epcot line, just expect some time. Okay?
For sure.
If you're not prepared for it, if you didn't plan ahead, but if you're desperate to get to Hollywood Studios on time, yeah, it may be easier to Uber or Lyft.
The next point is that the food is more like cafeteria style, right? There are no sit-down restaurants at a value resort.
No.
Here's the thing, though. From what we found is that you get just a little bit better selection at Pop Century and Art of Animation than like the All-Star Resorts. The next point is that all the food is cafeteria style. There are no sit-down restaurants at the value resorts. Now, there also are pool bars, okay, that are usually kind of with the cafeteria or next to.
Yeah, right next to cafeteria.
Here's the thing, though. We found that the food at Pop Century and Art of Animation is just a little bit better selection. There's not a huge difference, but there is a small difference.
But pre-COVID, you have these refrigerator sections, and at the All-Stars, they're smaller.
Yes.
There's just there's not as much variety there. Correct. And Pop and Art of Animation, they're a little bit bigger. Nowadays, with COVID, you can mobile order it. You can find it all on your mobile ordering and things like that. So you do have the choice to get some just pre-made, and you get fruit and different drinks and sandwiches pre-made to kind of go and take with you. It's just that there's a better selection at Pop and Art of Animation.
The other thing, too, going along with those pool bars, the pool bars at the Art of Animation and Pop Century are definitely bigger. They're
standalone.
They're standalone, and the pools themselves are absolutely way more themed than at the All-Star Resorts.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, too.
So just to throw that out there for you guys.
Yeah. And I guess the final thing that we have to talk about is that we think that Pop and Art of Animation just feel like bigger resorts. You feel like, though, that you have more room. Your rooms are bigger. There's just a little bit more elbow room in the cafeteria. There's a little bit more lounging spaces outside. The pools are bigger. The playgrounds are bigger. There are more pools. There are more playgrounds. At the All-Stars, sometimes you just kind of get that feeling that because you're staying in a value resort, that you're all just slammed in together like little sardines in a package.
Well, it's very true. I mean, that's where like all of the big like cheerleading competitions or sports competitions, and when there are those types of events that definitely pre-COVID that were going on, they would stay at the value resorts and more of the All-Star resorts.
Yeah, but bang for your buck. If you're not going to be in your room and you're going to be at the park from 7 a.m. to like 11 p.m., then a $99 room at the All-Stars may be better than $130, $160, $190, $230 at Pop or Art of Animation.
That's so true.
Yeah, if it's just a place to plop your head and take a shower and leave, then the All-Stars are pretty good.
Yep, and we hope this helped you guys kind of decide, hey, which one do you kind of want to do on your next vacation?
The gondola line ones.
Pop Century Resort and Art of Animation Resort, those are absolutely incredible resorts. They have the transportation of the gondola and the bus. Yeah. But the thing is, guys, they do cost more money.
They
And
do.
there is nothing wrong with those all-star resorts.
No, they're not.
And they are so inexpensive, especially now that they're starting to reopen. And the other big part of the all-star resorts, guys, is that there's always availability.
That's very true. And with the Magical Express going away in 2022, let's face it, spending the night at an all-star and then switching over to Pop or Art of Animation pays for that Uber or Lyft you're gonna have to take from the airport to the resorts anyway.
So true. So guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Leave it in the comments. Have you ever stayed?
Which is your favorites?
Yeah, have you ever stayed at any of the value resorts? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a vacation plan that you're going back?
Yeah.
Or are you even considering a vacation coming up and you're just not sure which one? Hopefully this helped you guys, but let us know in the comments. Also, give this video a big thumbs up and share it.
Ding the notifications bell. And you guys, you know it. Bam! Smash the subscribe button.
Until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.